Good morning. Today we are going to talk about inferring. And inferring is filling in your head what is not written on the page. And the best definition of infer is to deduce or conclude information from evidence and reasoning rather than from explicit statements. And what that means is looking at things or reading things and then figuring out what it's not saying, but what you could infer or what you could figure out. So first, let's look at this image of this man, and he's standing in a forest and he's doing something. So I'm going to do this one, and then after I'm going to give you some examples, and then I'll let you do the other photos yourself. So I look at this photo and there's a man standing in a forest. He looks like he's wearing a certain uniform or a jacket. So when I look at him, I immediately dismiss the idea that he's just a graffiti artist in the forest doing graffiti on trees. If you look at on the far right, there's a tree and it's got blue spray paint and it looks like there's a number. As well, you can see when he's spray painting that tree that through the cloud that you can see the blue. So I can infer that he was the one that sprayed the other tree. I can also infer that maybe he's doing it for a reason that's important. Maybe, like in the forest near where I live, there is pine beetles. Or there's a specific reason. Maybe he's working for the city. Maybe they're cutting it down. Maybe they're building something there. We don't really know these things. But what we do know is he's wearing a uniform. He looks like he's working for someone specific. It looks like he has a lot of tools. He's wearing boots. He's got a measuring thing, it looks like, hanging off of his belt. And yes, that's pretty much what I can infer from this image. Something else that I didn't mention with this man is when we look at his body language and we look at his face, does he seem to be in distress or does he seem worried? If someone was doing something that was illegal, they might be looking around to see if someone could see them, or they might be worried if someone would catch them. So with this man, if you look at his body and you look at his face, does he seem tense? I think he seems very relaxed and that he is confident that he knows what he's doing is the right thing. So this is just something I wanted to add because I think it's important to look at the body language and the person and see if you can infer what they are feeling and what their emotions are. Now that you have your piece of paper and a pencil, I want you to write with some spaces between image number 1, image number 2, image number 3, and image number 4. Because after this short little clip, what you're going to do is you're going to look at 4 different pictures, and for each image, they will be labeled from 1 to 4. You can look at the image and write down what you see. What can I infer about this picture? A few things I like to put in my brain before I analyze a photo are, is there any people in this photo? Is there anything man-made in this photo, or is it natural? Is it a certain time of year? Where in the world could this be? And That's just a few things that I like to think about. What can I infer about this picture? What can I infer about this picture? What can I infer about this picture?